Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Alpha Traders. How was the weekend? Hopefully it was good. Hopefully you're having a good, just whatever you're having. Make sure it's good. Today's stream, obviously, is brought to you by Trader Joe's chili and garlic cashews, right? Life's a little less crazy if you add just a little nut to it. Yeah, makes sense, right? Don't forget about Good Games Guild. Another sponsor. Love taking my money. I'm an NFT junkie. Also want to give a shout out to Equine. Very, 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 very cool project running on Cardano. If you haven't looked into it, I'd highly suggest it. For the floor on these thoroughbred horses goes through the freaking roof. All right, let's see here. Got the probability chart up here. All right, got a couple projections running. Got the current candle weekly probability ranges. Got a nice little doji, right, on this weekly candle. It's only been going for what? Not long, but 22 hours. So let's see here. We already made a run down. We got a little bit below the 68.3 plus distribution range to the downside. We're actually just ranging in between the 68.3 Laplace so far on the weekly. So, of course, everybody just wants to know what's going on with Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin? Well, if you've been watching us for a while, we're not going to tell you. We're always going to give you probabilities to both sides, but I'm always going to have a bias, right? I'm always going to have a bias depending on what the volatility and statistic charts are telling me. Then I use the probability levels to try to figure out where this thing's going. Well, first off, my bias, macro Bitcoin is still bullish, right? Still got higher highs, still got higher lows. I do not think this is over yet. I do think the center, that the mean off of this projection from the 41K low is going to be tested again. Probably a test of the first standard deviation to the downside. It's about 43.6, somewhere in there. I look for 44K. Could we go lower than that? Sure, we could. We could go down here and test the bottom side of the 68.3 projection, and that is almost at the second standard deviation normal distribution, $40,400 area. I could easily see this go back down and test this wick. Bitcoin loves to revisit this stuff, just like over here. Got this nice big dump, right? Boom. Everybody's like, okay, we're coming out of it wrong. It's all about patience right now, right? It's all about patience. Waiting. I'm not even interested. Unless I'm scalping super low time frames, which I haven't had time to really do lately. I'm not even interested in getting in a trade right now. All right. Now, we start closing some daily candles below this 68.3, 40,500 area. I'm going to be paying attention. That's when I'm really going to be looking at the charts. You're seeing, hey, is there could we go to 30? Is there a short to play out here? But my bias is if we get a sell-off, I think if anything, it's just going to revisit the wick, maybe the first standard deviation, a little bit under 44K, then bounce from there. But like I said, we could be doing this for a while. There's no doubt about it. Let's see. We could come down. All right. Just be ranging. We could just range in between this mean and the top side of the 68.3. And then sometime by, I'm thinking the end of January, maybe break out then. But, of course, there's a lot of people on YouTube. Oh, the massive Christmas Bitcoin pump, it's coming. It's like, okay. Be careful watching YouTube Jimmy. YouTube Jimmy will get your ass wrecked. That's what you don't want, right? Just be patient. Bottom line, just be patient. Wait, we start closing some candles above this 68.3 up here above 54K. Start paying attention to your regular trading chart with the volatility and statistic indicators on there, right? See what it's telling you. Or if we start breaking to the downside of the 68.3. Right now, we're trapped in this powerful range. On this projection from the 41K low, you are going to find Bitcoin's data set in this range 68.3% of the time until this range runs its course. Right now, it hasn't, in my opinion. Hasn't. We had too good of a test up here on the 95.4. So, oh no, this thing either needs to break out, then I can start another weekly projection, right? Or this continues to the downside. I'm going to run a projection from this first down candle, which I could throw one on here right now. Throw these on a 6 real quick. Let's just see what this looks like, where we're at. I've done it before, but I can't remember. Yeah, see, I mean, 95.4 is supporting this price action right now. This is a good thing to watch too from this dump. You can see the first standard deviation. If we get a sell-off, even if we get to the 1SD, maybe the 95.4 and the second standard deviation, you are going to want to see a wick. You're going to want to see this price action drop and just wick up, back up inside the 95.4. We close this weekly candle outside here, not going to be good. It's never good, right? 68.3% of the time, you're going to find yourself up here, right? Here's this projection. Right now, 95.4% of the time, you're going to find BTC's data set in this range. And that's a wide range. Tens of thousands of dollars. Bottom side about 43. Top side $100,000. Okay, so it's a big range. So I'm saying 95.4% of the time from this projection, you will find BTC's data set in here. 68.3% of the time, you're going to find it in here. So if we start pumping, this is going to be a huge level of contention right here at about 64K, breaking back inside this 68.3 range. Then you got to contend with the top side, right? If you want to run a projection from here in the last 6 weeks, right? If BTC starts breaking up above here, going into January, February, be looking for that 100K level real fast. I think it's actually start a projection. I mean, obviously, I always like to, and that's always going to depend on the volatility too, right? But like on this weekly, just a couple weeks, you can start a projection, but always do it on the first candle of the new pivot, right? So you're going to start here, going to start here, going to start one here, going to start one here. For sure. For sure. And see, this all works together. So if I'm over here on the VRE, right? If I'm over here on the VRE on the 15-minute, like you could start this projection right here. Let me see here. From the low today, 32 bars back. 32 bars. Okay, should be there. What the hell? 33. Okay, you acting weird on me? There we go. Okay. So you can see immediately what's it do? It runs right up to the 99.7, pulls back inside the 95.4 range, right? We're back up above it again. And why is that? Let me reload this chart real quick. I've noticed trading you acting weird today. Weird. There we go. So let's see what happens right here in the pullback. Where are we pulling back from? Where did Bitcoin just run to? Where are we rejecting? This is the new weekly range, weekly volatility range. It's right here. Okay. The dotted lines, red dotted line, yellow dotted line is the center. We just rejected off the center of it. And so for all these people that are out there, all the YouTube jimmies, oh, this, that, or the other, they just don't understand this stuff, right? This is my bias is to go down and test these lower levels before this continues to the top side. And while this is all happening, like I said, we could be ranging. Move these back again since we looked at that. We could be ranging in that top side of the 63 or 68.3 range on this projection. Right? Right up in this area. Could be ranging. It's pretty wide range. It's 10K. So there's a lot of movement that could happen in there. But considering we're rejecting off this weekly range right now, and if you go to, let's pull this baby up, throw it on a daily. Right? Lower highs, lower lows. What are we going to do here? Right? In my opinion, this thing's going to flush out. We could revisit this wick down here, right? 41.6 area. I think that's where it went, somewhere in that range. But in my opinion, that's all it's going to be. But to make this really, I want to see a close on a daily. We need to resolve this bullshit, right? And then that's going to help start building some bull div, which is what we want to see. Like right now, if we were to get this flush close, even tomorrow's candle, somewhere down in this range, this returns oscillator is probably going to come down, and we want it to stay above the zero mean. And if it bounces from there and we create that bull div, we could bounce out of here and maybe go to the top side of the range, up there above 50, 53, somewhere in that area. This is how I'm playing this right now, right? And I don't care. I want one of these ranges to get broken before I'm even interested in, or not really interested in getting into trade. It's going to let me know where I want to scalp. We start breaking candles to the downside of that 68.3 above, below 41. I'm going to start looking at a lot of short scalps probably. We break up to the top side above like 53, 54K. I'll be looking at some long scalps. Let me turn off this higher time frame. Boop. All right. Right now, the one good thing on the daily, there is no bear div between returns and price action. And we've got this kind of a bigger, you can see this, the candle, right? Yesterday's candle, right? Had a nice move to the upside, closed awful. But you did have that upside move, and we're getting this bull wick, right? Left from today. Well, the variance is coming down negatively correlated. So the price action is walking up. And when I see candles like this, the variance is telling me price action is walking up, but there's a lot of sell pressure. A lot of sell pressure. And I heard some people talking about, oh, well, this move's not over because there hasn't been a lot of volume in these moves. I'm like, volume, schmolume. I could give a shit less about volume. It's all about volatility, right? It's all about volatility. And right now, on the daily, on the low length AVR, we are flashing, right? We are flashing on the low length AVR. It's at a 6%. We're heading, it's negatively correlated. If this expands going into this week and we stay negatively correlated, price is going to come down. This first standard deviation band on the daily, where's it at? About 40K. About 40K. See if I got this IPS set up correctly. Pretty sure that's supposed to be high length. I think 20K. Yeah, there we go. And this IPS is starting to turn down again, which if you get an extended move like we did right here, see all this downside action right here, the IPS is telling you that you are going to predominantly get more downside than upside, right? And that's why I'm starting to really like this indicator. It's just working at getting the right settings, which I know the Van is doing. It's going to be built in supposedly where whenever you change time frames, it's going to change the setting for you, I believe. Let's see. Like I said, daily is flashing, low length, 12 hours flashing, and the 12-hour, all of the volatility reads are pretty damn low, and it's negatively correlated too. Put it this way, we got some expansion coming. Yes, we do. What's happening on the 4-hour? Yeah, 4 hours been flashing for quite some time, right? Quite some time. Volatility is literally buried. The two higher lengths, let's see, are at a 2 and a 5%. The low lengths at a 17 right now, and this baby is expanding, positively correlated right now on the 4-hour. But I'm telling you, Bitcoin's got some work to do. If you look at these 4-hour candles, if you just read price action, hello, not good, not good, right? Lower highs, dog shit. Lower lows, dog shit. That's all we're getting. 100%. I don't need to draw any fancy damn lines or make any patterns, right? I can tell by looking at price action what is setting up, right? The volatility that is creating this, right? Do we see what is setting up here? And right now, volatility is low, right? Volatility is really low. Now it's positively correlated right here, but it's pretty damn high. What happens when this goes negatively correlated and all three lengths of the volatility starts to expand? That could play out. That could play out this price structure bigger than shit. We could see Bitcoin down at 40K real easy, real fast. Hopefully on a wick. Maybe it sucks up. I'd love, if anything, we get a wick down to that 40K area. I want to see that specific, whatever candle's happening on. I want to see it close at about 44. I feel a lot better. Why? Well, because that's going to be above the center of this mean, right? This is how all this lines up. See this? This is a little bit below 41. This is right about 44. So this is how all this lines up from what I'm seeing on that price action on the 4-hour. Just ugly, 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 ugly. Why most people are just drawing patterns and being like, well, this pattern plays out this way and this does that. Well, no, that's a descending channel and that's bullish, or that's a whatever the hell. There's all kinds of different stuff going on here. You could say descending triangle, a channel. There's all kinds, so much crap going on in this. But when you understand that volatility is what's creating this price formation, everything comes clear, because you know volatility is contracted big time on the 4-hour. So that being said, you're waiting for this volatility read. Like right now, This is not something that you want to take a trade on at all. Because the bottom line is we are ranging. We're just ranging right now in this higher time frame, 68.3 in my opinion. Oh. Boy, what you talking about? Let me get on the index there. I'm not even talking about those low numbers yet. I mean, if you're listening to what I was just saying, there is certain things that need to happen before we're even heading that low to that 30K range. To that 30K range. That's the thing though. There is I mean, I'm looking more over here on this read. In my opinion, there is not going to be any hidden bears setting up, or if this rejects off the zero mean, there's no divergence to the downside, right? The only thing this is going to do on the weekly is start doing what we want on these higher time frames. Like, yeah, did we have some hidden bull here? We did have some hidden bull here. And from the bottom of that wick, I mean, the thing played out like $13,000 or something, right? Back up to the top side. But of course, these variance log MA set the power means, they're powerful, right? We're being supported right now by the 33, right? 33. The 54 is down here at 36, and then we drop off the chart to about 26 on the 99 down here. So if we get a rejection here, right, and we close this weekly candle to lower low, but then we get some price action on the top side, we're just going to be building some bull div. That's what we're going to be building. Yeah, you probably do. You know me, man. I think I have mine set on a 7, no smooth. But this is what I'm looking at too, right? I mean, on this 5 day, this 5 day has got some bull div. It's breaking right now. It's breaking above the zero mean. When did we get a new 5 day? 21st? Yeah. What the hell's the date today? I have no clue. Tomorrow we get a new 5 day candle. And also, this Fisher indicator is very powerful. Very powerful. It's getting down here. The lower length is actually below the 2SD, piping on it right now. And then you've got the, what's that set on? I think I got a 9 and a 33 set up, or maybe it's even lower. I'd have to look. Shit, I don't even know what indicator set on. Imagine that. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got a 3. I got a 3 and a 9 set up. That's right. I changed it up. So these are on the 5 day on the fish are getting real low. Volatility wise, though, I mean, I'm seeing all kinds of conflicting stuff. So what's that telling me? It's telling me that we are probably going to range. We're probably going to range in here. Do I think we're going to be down here? I mean, we're talking, especially this week at 30K. No way. I mean, we're talking a 5th standard deviation move, normal distribution. I'm not saying we can't work our way down there, but until I see this bottom side of this 68.3 get broke, plus if you run this projection, right, that's breaking the 95.4 to the downside, then I will probably change my tune a little bit. Probably change my tune a little bit. That is on the weekly. Oh, I did see that too. Let me go back there as soon as this loads up. Go back to the 5-day one more time. Also, the variance is having an outlier to the top side right now on the 5-day. Right? Starting to have an outlier positively correlated. Bull div, bull div. Z-score still heading down pretty strong. Entropy is building to the downside though, but it's random, very random. Then you've got the correlation of the historical volatility Z-score heading positive, contracting. What's that mean? Walk down. So on the 5-day, if this continues to expand, you can see the correlation getting weak. If this goes back negatively correlated, right? Could come down here. We're already, right now, we are almost at 40, actually about 42,780 is the first standard deviation band on the 5-day. Maybe a quick wick down to there. But then you've got second SDs at about 34.8. So yeah, this is up in the air right now, man. Who knows what's going to happen? That's why we trade the way we do, and why we look at the market in general the way we do. Why all these other guys are just scrambling around looking at all kinds of other stuff. We could care less. What are the probabilities? Where's Bitcoin's data set right now when it comes to those projections? Because those are powerful areas. Powerful areas. And then go to the daily real quick. I'll go back to the 3-day in a minute. Just want to pull this up. Look at this price action. Okay, so when we were setting these all-time highs, how many days is this? Let's see here. Yeah, we can start there. What is that? Fuck, man. About 25 days. 25 days up here dicking around at the top. Wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Bitcoin down here easily a month. Easily a month down in this range. Let's see. So after that down. Yeah, I mean, literally into the third week of January, right? Into the third week of January. Wow. Or no, wait a minute. That's just the end of the month. My bad. That's January 1st, 22. I was reading that backwards. It's not 2001, Bilbo. Wake up. Wake up, son. Get out of cryo sleep. So there's a lot of people expecting this thing to go nuts right before Christmas. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that. This is just ugly. Reading price action wise, which I've done well for a long time, it's just ugly, man. Ugh. But, right, you want to see higher lows. And on the daily, I mean, God, we're talking about, here we are again, right? Down here about 40.7. As long as Bitcoin is creating lower highs or higher lows, the thing's good. But I want to see some bull div being built, right? Look, it's been building. So people don't realize this is all lower lows on the daily. Blow this up, right? From that second big dump candle where we got that 41K low about, all lower lows, higher low, higher low, higher low. How many more higher lows on the return oscillator and lower lows on the price action is Bitcoin going to stand? There is a major imbalance right now going on to the bull's favor. To the bull's favor. At some point, they're going to freaking just go bananas. That's why when people are talking about these real low numbers, I'm like, I don't see it. It's not my bias anyway, but I do see it going down. I do see possibly the bottom side of the 68.3 getting tested. That could definitely happen. But if it does, especially, I mean, that's right there at the second standard deviation normal distribution and 95.4 Laplace distribution. right at the bottom of that 68.3. That's like a freaking magnet right now. That is like a magnet. So I could definitely see that range get nailed. Especially, the stock market really got hammered early on. It pulled back nice though. Pulled back nice. I mean, for Christ's sake, I think SPY was down 2% at one point. Only ended up down 1%. NASDAQ right now is down to 112. Not bad. Not bad. It was down like almost 300 or something. So that's and they're just playing a game, man. They are playing a game. It's incredible what's happening. They're just like, the Fed announcement comes out and everybody gets crazy bullish. All the YouTube jimmies are freaking, they got the green dildos out, smacking each other with them. It's like, now do I think there's going to be a green dildo party in the future? Hell yeah. I'm going to be swinging them around at some point. But that time is not now. Not now. That is definitely my short-term bias. That is not happening. My long-term bias, Bitcoin's macro bullish as hell. You're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin. It's happening, and in the near future. But when we're talking about you get a massive all-time high pumps like this, 65 and like 70K, and then we get this sell-off. We're not going to bounce out of here quick. Not going to bounce out of here quick. But from what I'm seeing on the daily return oscillator and the price action, we're going to definitely get another sell-off, but it's just building more bull div. That's all it's doing. We've got all these, the 4-hour, 12-hour, daily, everything's starting to flash volatility wise. When that happens, it's party time. We're going to get a move. Gonna get a move. 100%. 10 is it? Perfect 230. I'm gonna pop over and look at a few other stuff. Probably a little Matic, probably a little Solana, a little Avalanche. Still really peaking at this bad boy. So short term intraday, going into the end of the day. Let's see what we're getting here. A lot of hidden bear. A lot. Even from that high, yeah, just a little bit. I mean, we're talking about even this. This is a higher high right here. So these are all lower highs, right? I mean, there's just a ton of hidden bear been building and building and building and building. And we got this mad rejection on the 90-minute off of the 144 length on these variance log MAs. Boy, I'm going to be looking at these variance log MAs right now. You've got the lower length that is telling you returns are below the mean and variance is rising. The other 4 lengths, not yet. You see all these go pink, it's going to be party time on the 9-minute. This thing is just going to flush. That's what I'm paying attention. That's what I want to see, right? Just like right here. I mean, that's why these are powerful. The the 99 never went. Interesting. Read that. Yeah, when you see that variance on all those different lengths, when returns are below the mean, the variance starts rising. Usually, that's when you get your nice little flushes. Big time. And I know the 4-hour we're going to go because it's on pretty much every asset I looked at earlier, which wasn't much. I've been playing around with my equine stable. Once again, look at the equine. Holy shit. Wait till you see. I'm getting ready to go crazy with that project. I told MJ I'm going to have a whiteboard on race days. I mean, I used to play the ponies back in like the 90s. We used to go to the off track betting facilities, right? Play the horses and shit. And then I've got really close friends of the family that have been in thoroughbred racing forever. So it's like I know a lot about it, especially when it comes to pairing jockeys and track conditions and breeding and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have a good old time. Lost my train of thought talking about my thoroughbreds. It's okay. 45-minute. Yeah. I mean, hello. Lots of bear div on the 45. It's playing out right now, obviously. You can see there's a couple stab, boom, boom. Now we're below the zero mean again. and no bull dip of any. Well, I mean, you can always say there's hidden bull building too, right? But you've got these fissures way high on the standard deviation bands turning down. And then you've got the historical volatility Z-score in the 45 heading positively correlated while it comes down. So, when it gets down to it, the way we trade at Alpha Trading, you want to literally, if you're scalping low time frames, just stick your ass right at the 4-hour, 90, 45, 15, and 5. Play those ranges, right? And just you at some point you want to be down here on the 15-minute, and you want to be playing these pumps, these variance pumps. Are they positively or negatively correlated? Are they positively? Here, it's off. We'll do this. We'll do it very often. Turn all this fun schmun stuff off. Let me get out my fancy little measurement tool here, or not measurement tool, my little verticals. Yep, right color. Let's see here. Let's see. There you are. There's the one I forgot. No. This is for all the YouTubers out there. Don't understand my color. There it is. Boom. To understand how we trade or how these indicators work, how powerful these indicators are. If you're an intraday trader, you're missing out, man. That's all I got to say. We are a hidden gem. We like to keep it that way too. The founders of this Discord, do we want more people to join? Do we want more people to learn how to volatility trade? Of course. That's why we do this. But bottom line is, we could give a shit, right? We volatility trade. We volatility trade. There's a reason. We don't even need to look at price action. We could just use this indicator right here, right? And when you get a rising, when variance is rising and it's positively correlated and you're having an outlier, wham, to the top side. Here's an outlier negatively correlated. Boop, 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 down. Here's a little one, goes into an outlier, positively correlated. It started over here. So first you had this move, bam, it dumps out. Then you have another one big 15-minute candle and has the rest of this outlier. Woo, way up, right? Another down move. Boop, 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 boop. Variance rising, outlier, positively correlated, negatively correlated. Are we seeing the pattern here? How variance, this is all that matters. What is variance? Variance is a spread of data around the mean. What is that? It's volatility. It's volatility. That's why we trade this way. Very powerful indeed. All right, that's enough on Bitcoin. Bottom line, Bitcoin's ranging. It's a big ass range. If you want to do that whole 68.3 on the weekly, it's literally about a $14,000 range. So, YouTube Jimmy, I don't know what to tell you, man. Let's go to Fluffy. We're not going to cheat my cock. Just hang out. Let's go to Matic first. Matic Perpetual Futures and VRE, which, sometimes I'll give a little play-by-play on the VRE. That on Bitcoin. Switch this up. We'll do it on Matic. Start here first. Yeah, Matic immediately, right? And hello, Matic had a real tight daily range, right? So this is a no-brainer. I mean, we opened up the day, had a nice little drop, really didn't hit any significant areas, either to the top side. It even ran by the 68.3, right? Ran by this top side of the 68.3 on the 4-hour candle. But I mean, you can call that a rejection right there. But then we came down, bounced off of the, this is the monthly, is that the R1? I think it is. No, it's the R2. Oh, Jesus, going the wrong way. Hello, Bilbo. What are you doing, you goofy? Yeah, it's the R1. Here's that tight monthly range that we've been talking about, Matic. Well, it comes down. First, it bounces right in that same area, kind of, but Matic was like, no, we got more selling off to do. We got to get down and test into this weekly range. Plus, this was the top of the new weekly range on Matic, which is pretty wide this week. I'll be looking for Matic to do a lot of ranging in a big range, though. It's going to be a quite a big range. But that daily range was telling you this is how this breaks down from daily and weekly. This specific day was going to trend within the bigger picture of the weekly, telling me this whole week's probably going to range. Today, though, man, look at the big trend, right? A lot to the downside, then a bounce. Kind of got down to the daily first standard deviation normal distribution, right? Then it got up back above the weekly range. I'm telling you, this area right here from Attic, we're talking about 215 to about $2. This is going to be a magnet. This is going to be a magnet for price action. So throughout this entire week on Matic, barring we have some crazy Bitcoin massive freaking $50,000 pump or something nuts, Matic is going to be ranging around this area. You can expand it a little bit, right? But it's going to be probably in a 20-cent range this whole week. Wouldn't shock me at all by what this indicator is telling me right here. And over here, and I didn't pull this up on Bitcoin, but it's the same read on the returns oscillator. Yeah, hidden. We got some hidden bear, right? And that returns oscillator it was right up at the second standard deviation band as well, printing some hidden bear div. So this baby could sell off now. You've got the Z score coming out of the hole down here at about 4 standard deviations, popping back up, rising now, negatively correlated, right? So that's going to tell you price is coming down. You're contracting on the low length AVR, positively correlated, same thing. The IPS is turning down. Yeah, we could see Matic. I mean, me personally, I'd like to see Matic back down at that monthly range, 180 area. It's been bouncing like a mad, just like a freaking raccoon with rabies down there, right? Just bouncing off that area, boing, making massive little quick moves. So you get down in that 180 range, that'd be great. 180, 190. I could see that happening. I could see that happening because that is a big weekly range. You can add on probably a dime to each side of that. So that would put it down to about 185 all the way up to about 225. Holy shit, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be real fun. What's a daily on that look like? I'm sitting here staring at charts and all I see is thoroughbred horses running across my screen. I know MJ's laughing right now. Oh boy. Um, yeah, same thing on the daily. Hidden bear, right? With the peak, this high right here. There was a couple stabs of hidden. Played out right here first. Suck back up. Now it's starting to play out again with the second stab. The daily returns oscillator right now is dropping below. Low length Fisher's turning down. Expanding right now, positively correlated, a little expansion. We're gonna have to see. This thing is just hanging on by a freaking hair on the Gaussian mean right here on these deviation bands. And then the first standard deviation is down there about $1.85, 1.847. And you got the 2SV down there to $1.50. Oh, God of crypto. Could you drop Matic to $1.50 for us? I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin wicks down, all right, Bitcoin wicks down. Here was that Matic. Here was that Matic wick. That baby went to $1.52. You could easily see it. If Bitcoin wicked down to 41, look for Matic back down there around $1.50. Might want to throw some Hail Marys down there. Not financial advice. Could work out well though. This is why we love trading like this. Gives us some good levels. That little bugger. Day, end of the day here, 90-minute chart. It's all in here. It's the same thing on the 90, right? Some heavy hidden bear playing out right now, but it's holding on down here. These high length variance log MAs. That's a 99 and a 144. Z score. That's when your spidey senses should be going off. When you start getting the same divergence looks on your returns oscillator and your Z score, especially when the Z score set on price, I mean, you can flip it to log and it's probably going to show that hidden bear. Let's see. Nope, didn't. So yeah, that's interesting. That's why I always flip back and forth. People are like, your indicator doesn't look like mine because I'm always flipping things back and forth. I want to get the reads on the log and just price. And yeah, so there is no hidden bear on Z-score no matter which way you flip it. The Fishers are turning down on the 90-minute, coming down off the 2SD though. So that's crazy. But I mean, what, we got a little over an hour left in the day anyway. If I can put down my little horsey game, I might trade a little bit this evening. That's going to be rough though. They'll be like, I thought you were a trader, Bilbo. No, I race magic internet horses now. That's my new job. I race the magic internet horses. Talking to a guy in the other Discord. I was like, this is literally the first NFT project I've seen where I think I could literally make a business out of it. It's that powerful. You read the white paper. If anybody in the Discord wants to read the white paper, I'll post a link. Do it. We're all friends here. Post it now. If I forget. It's in the stream chat. Check that white paper out. Pretty cool. All right. Let's see. That's about automatic. Where you at, Soul? Solana was on a nice run, man. Got crushed. Let's see. Woo! Was on a nice run, right? Yeah, still got hammer jacked. Jesus. Let's see. Let me get out my measuring tool. How tight of a range that was. So every time you flip assets, these things are going to scale a little differently. Yeah, it's only 1.5% range, so it's really kind of tight. And did it trend? Sure it did, man. It opened up. Where'd it go? It ran pretty much straight to the first standard deviation normal distribution. There's the first 1SD, the top side, right? Pretty big range. 1SD down here, about 170. Top side was about 188. About a $17, $18 range. Tried to get back up. Close inside the 68.3 Laplace range right here. But boy, not having it at all. Here's what I like to do too. This would be a good start. Right before the close yesterday, it's going to be 96 bars back. So this projection on here. See what these what levels are hitting. Yeah, tried to get outside 95.4. Wasn't having anything to do with it. The way this last hour and 15 minutes setting up on a lot of those assets, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to come back down here. Maybe even try to come down here, test this freaking 1SD again. It's right by the 95.4. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Sol drop a few bucks by the end of the day. 100%. Well, how do you know that, Bilbo? Well, I don't for sure. Let's see what the fucking intraday time frames are telling us over here. 90-minute Sol. Hidden bear, like all kinds of bears are out growling. 100%. Fishers are turning down. Actually, no, not on the Z score. Okay. Not on the Z score, but from back here, definitely some hidden bear. From this little data set right here. Oh, hidden bear divergence on the 90, 45. I don't even have to look, guarantee it. Yep. No, let's see here. Actually, some bear div on the 45, right? Had this high in price action, higher high, high on the oscillator, lower high, lower high. But now you got the returns oscillator down here pretty damn far, setting up some hidden bull now. But then you look at the Fishers turning down. Is what I found. We'll get this out to everybody. I mean, I got to put the horsies down for a minute if we can write some descriptions. We've got like 3 or 4 indicators ready to publish. We just need our descriptions written. Yeah. Just got to get them published.
I will say this. When I was studying for my stats and probabilities, I did read over the wolf indicators to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that my thinking was right because this is the language I learn in and not what I'm being taught in at like uni. So it's very powerful. I'm like a couple of
Nice.
years ahead. So thank you, James.
Yes. You're very welcome. I've had other people tell me that. They're like, I've learned more in this Discord than I learned in a whole semester taking probability and stats class in like a university. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes it works like that.
So sorry to interrupt, but to put in perspective, the course I'm doing is let's say 8 years before you can be a fellow,
Mm-hmm.
and the math we're using here is maybe like another 4 years after that person's become a fellow. They will use it.
Wow.
And I'm learning this in year one, and they're only maybe getting to it in year 10 to 12 of them starting their journey. So thank
Right.
you guys so much.
Very welcome. The
From
professors are going to be like, we have a special guest today. We're going to have the crypto warlord teach today.
I'd like to thank my team and my sponsors, Alpha. Yeah, man,
Right.
straight up.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Have to ship you some Trader Joe's chili and garlic cashews. Can't forget about them. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So on the
And
4 hour.
you say I'm a show Equinox, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm joking. Thanks, man.
Yep, you're welcome. Yep, just like everything else, hidden bear. Hidden bear on Solana too on the 4 hour. But Just like those other reads where the Fisher was opposing it. Hell, the Fisher's bouncing down here off the 2SD. So yeah, this will be it's gonna be interesting. See what happens. I have the strangest feeling though we're gonna see some action coming into tomorrow. For sure. For sure. Just like the others, right? Solana rejected. I mean, to the dollar up around the 144 and 99 length variance log MA. And these are set to power mean, so it's powerful. Powerful, powerful. Especially, right? I mean, you get this low length, this 9. Oh man, it just loves when you're trending to the downside. Yeah, they love to bounce off there. That's why these things are great. They are fantastic. And obviously you can see when all that was going on, that was when the entropy was dropping in the trend. The correlation was telling you to the downside. Just riding that 9 variance log MA down. Daily unsold. Did we already look at the daily? What time is it? Yep, I got time to go to Avalanche. Yeah, hidden bear. But the thing is, though, there's not hidden bull building yet at all. Way back here, but if you see this returns oscillator, right? If it makes a run of this 2SD band and the price only, we get down to $1, as long as it doesn't drop below right around $1.60 instead of data set, you'll definitely have some hidden bull build. But obviously, what's everything do? You're going to have your outliers. Some of these altcoins are going to move a little more than Bitcoin, but everything is going to follow Bitcoin around. Everything. You're always going to have some outliers, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Everything will follow Bitcoin. And right now, Bitcoin, very interesting creature. So we got Avalanche. First, let's pop over here with the Avalanche. All right. There you are. I mean, it's actually one of the rare ones that's up. What for? Yeah, look at that. Shit. Wasn't even looking at it before. Yeah, Avalanche. Very nice move. Especially you get this pump up here. Get this pump up. It rejects off the daily range bottom, comes back down, and then bounces off the top of the weekly range and it's that little 12%. Not bad. 12 freaking percent from the bounce off the top of the weekly down here. That'd have been a great trade. Let's see what happened on this 15-minute projection. I'll start it right here. 27 bars. Yeah. Didn't quite make it up to the 99.7. But it did, right? Right up here at the top, it rejected off the 1 SD. Almost got down the 1 SD to the bottom. But right, so we're the top of the weekly ranges right here. So the same with all the other assets, right? I mean, this is going to be a magnet. Don't be surprised if you don't see Avalanche right back down here around $1. Test the center, maybe. It's right at $1 or $100. Sorry. People are like, oh my God, $1 Avalanche? You see Avalanche at $1. Sell your house. Buy it. Not financial advice. That's what I do. I'd sell a Bitcoin and buy Avalanche. There. 8. Let me move this back 8 more. 35. I know my math. Yeah, that's why you got that stern rejection there. So if you were starting a projection here, you would have seen that 99.7 was right at the bottom of the daily range. That would have been a good play there. Whammo. Nice bounce. Yeah. We'll be watching Avalanche. Okay. Down, negatively correlated, of course, right? 90-minute big avalanche has been having these massive outliers to the top side. Look at all these great trades. I mean, just one after another. Last few days on the 90-minute, powerful moves. Predominantly to the top side too, right? You had, when we're talking about outliers, just had like 3 tiny ones. The massive moves were all positively correlated outliers. Crap, man. It's back to the 14th. So yeah, actually about the last week, 4 very powerful 90-minute outliers on Avalanche. Great profit. Great profits, man. Yeah, blew any hidden bear out of the water. That was just exhaustion. The thing just rolled over. And hell, if anything, very high probability this thing is going to set in some hidden bull. But look at these deviation bands. I mean, look at the Fisher hitting these. One of them almost hit the 3SD band. Wow. See if there's hidden bear on the 4-hour. It's probably where it's at, to be honest. Yep, just like everything else. Hidden bear on the 4-hour. Kind of stifled it. Couple stabs. Oh. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, we covered enough. Covered a little Bitcoin. Covered a little Matic. Covered a little Solana. Covered a little Avalanche. Beautiful thing. So if you're out there in YouTube land watching this for the first time, we are alpha trading. We trade volatility, probability, and statistics. We'd love to teach people to do the same. The link to our Discord is in the description of all our videos. Come check us out. Follow the welcome message. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what's on your mind. Other than that, we'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, wherever you live at out here in this madness of a metaverse. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. See you guys.